Hi everyone, I'm Bailey, and today we're going to be looking at Alouette, or the Song of the Little Bird. So, if you want to make sure you're in a space where you can play, be great. We're going to get started. Looking at the time signature, 4/4, so you have 4 quarter notes in every measure. So, the piece starts with a dotted half note, which is 3 beats. So it starts on an E flat, which is going to be finger 1. If you can see my fingerings, they're going to be a little bit different, but don't worry about that. Just play what I'm showing you up here. So you're going to start with an E flat, which is first finger, for 3 beats, and then an F, which is open, for 1 beat, and then a G, which is 1 and 2, and then another G, which is 1 and 2, and those are both 2 beats. So E flat, F, G, G. So I'm going to play that, and then you can pause it and practice that for a little bit, and then we can play it together. Alright, pause that. You can play it, practice it a little bit, and then we'll play it together. Great. Cool. So we're going to move on to the next 2 measures. Next 2 measures are 4 quarter notes, F, E flat, F, G, and then the next measure is E flat for 2 beats, and then B flat for 2 beats. So again, we have F, E flat, F, G, E flat, B flat. Got it? Alright, we're going to play, I'll play that once for you, and then you can pause it, practice it, and we'll play it together. Feel free to practice for a little bit, pause the video, and then come back and we'll play it together. Great. Alright, let's move on to the next 2 measures. So the next 2 measures are going to look really familiar because they're a repetition of the first 2 measures of the entire piece. So we'll play that once, and then I'll let you practice it again for a little bit, but you should be really good at this one. And then we'll play it together, just like the past 2 times. So just as a reminder, it's E flat for 3 beats, finger 1, open for 1 beat, F, and then 2 beats of G, and then another 2 beats of G. So it's da, 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 da. So you can practice that a little bit, and then we'll play it together again. Great. Okay, now what we want to do is we're going to go back all the way to the beginning, and we're going to play this entire first line through. So if we remember, it's E flat, F, G, G, F, E flat, F, G, E flat, B flat, E flat, F, G, G. And that's the entirety of the first line. So through this, we want to remember to take really big breaths. We should breathe in between the phrases here. So I'll count us in 4 beats. We can breathe on beat 4, and then we can play the first line together. 1, 2, 3. I'll let you practice that for a little bit, and then we can come back together. And we'll play it together. So I'll count you off again, and we can do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Great work. Okay, let's move on to the second line. So we're starting here at measure 7. So as you can see, we have another two measures. The first measure is 4 quarter notes. So we have F, E flat, F, G, E flat. So let's play that. I'll play that for you once. You can practice it for a little bit, and then we'll come back and play it together again. You practice that for a little bit, and then here it is again. Great. Let's move on to the next two measures. We have, this is a different, it's different than we've seen before. So the next two measures are one measure of 4 quarter notes, and then the next measure is 2 quarter notes and 1 half note. So remember, the half note is 2 beats, just like it has been before. So it's going to be E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, B flat, B flat. And when we get up in that higher register, make sure you're not pinching off. Make sure you're using more air and keeping your throat open. So let's try that one together. And remember that an A flat is finger 1, not finger 2. So remember to play that A flat, finger 1. So I'll play that for you once, and then we can go through it and play it together. So give you time to pause it, practice for a little bit, and then here it is again. Great. Let's move on to the next two measures, which is going to finish out our second line of music. So we have that same rhythm again with the one measure of 4 quarter notes and one measure of 2 quarter notes and 1 half note. So the notes we're going to be playing in this section are B flat, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, F, E flat. Sorry, let me do those fingerings for you again. B flat, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat. There you go. Sorry about that. So then we'll play them. Well, I'll play it once for you, and then we'll play it together, just like we have been doing. Let you practice that for a little bit, pause it, and then I'll count you in and we'll play it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, great. So just like we did with the first line, we're done with our second line. So now we're going to go through and we're going to play it all together. So I'll count you off. We'll start right at measure 7. Remember to take a big breath on 4, big breath on 4. And we'll play that one together. 1, 2, 3. Great. Now we're going to move on to the third line, which is going to start us off with another measure of quarter note, and half note. So this time, fingering super easy. The first two measures are actually just open, so you're not going to use any fingers. You're just going to play B flat, B flat, B flat, B flat, B flat, B flat. Remember to relax your air when going down to the lower B flat, just to make sure that it speaks. So it's going to sound like this. I'll play for you once, just like the deal before. Pause it, practice, and then we'll play it together. Practice that a little bit. Get used to the little the octave jump there. Then here it is for us to play together. 1, 2, 3. Great. Now we're going to move on to the second measure, or the second two measures, and it's actually the same thing. So if you want, you can pause and practice a little bit more, but I'm going to count you in, and we're going to play the third and fourth measures of line 3, because it's the same. 1, 2, 3. Great. Alright, now we're going to move on to the last 3 measures of the third line. So the first measure we see is just a whole note B flat, so that's you're playing a B flat for 4 counts. So that's just B flat. That's all there is to that one. And then the second measure of this little phrase is E flat, F. So we have a dotted half note and a quarter note, E flat and F. So that one's gonna sound like this. And then the next measure we have is 2 half notes, both G. So it's just G, G. So let's play those. I'll play those 3 measures for you once, and then we can play them together. Alright, pause the video, practice if you need, and then here it is for us to play together. 1, 2, 3. Great. Alright, let's move on, or actually, we're going to go back and we're going to play the third line of music together. So, if you want to go back, pause this video right now and practice anything from the third line. We're going to play it together. I'll count you off. 1, 2, 3. Great, good work. If you want to go back and you want to practice that third line, it's up to you, but we are going to move on to the fourth line of music. So the fourth line starts with another 2-measure phrase with another the 1 measure of 4 quarter notes and the next measure of 2 half notes. So we've actually seen these 2 measures come up before, so I'm actually just going to play this one I'm going to count you off and we can play it together. If you check in the music before then, you should find right at the beginning there, the third and fourth measure in the entire piece. So I'll count you off, we can play it together, and then we can finish out the piece. 1, 2, 3. So there's the first and second bars of the fourth measure, or the fourth line, and you've seen the rest of this before. So just remember the next 2 measures are E flat, F, G, G. So 1, open, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. I'll play that for you, and then we can play it together, and then we can finish out the piece. So if you want to pause that right there, we can play the last 4 bars together. So I'll play that for you once, and then we can play it together. So the last 4 bars of the entire piece, this is what I'm going to play. and then we can play those last 4 bars together, and then we'll go back and we'll play the entire thing. 1, 2, 3. Great. So right now we're going to go back. You can pause this video if you want to practice anything in the piece before we go back and we play it all together. But right now we're going to go back and I'll count you off. We'll start from the top and we'll go all the way to the end. Sound good? All right. I'll count you off. Remember to take a big breath on 4. And if you need to, review fingerings before we do all this. 1, 2, 3. We got through the entire piece. If you want to, go back, play it again. Feel free to practice anything that's in this video. Thank you for your work and for working with me. Yeah. Happy practicing. Thanks for joining me.